Even though our officers see it every day, we don't get desensitized to it, and we shouldn't.
I understand why people don't want to talk about it. It's uncomfortable and tragic, but it's not uncommon, and that's why we need to talk about it.
But as survivors know, it's so much more than that. There's fear, you can be traumatized, terrorized, but there is hope.
It doesn't affect just one type of person. It affects people from all walks of life. Whether you're aware of it or not, it could be affecting someone that you love.
But we're here to change that.
In 2023, the Halton Regional Police Service received 3,559 reports of intimate partner violence, the equivalent of 10 reports a day. This resulted in 894 arrests and 2,059 criminal charges laid. And these staggering figures contributed to the Halton region declaring IPV as an epidemic in 2023. With these figures increasing year over year, we knew that we had to reallocate resources fast to hold offenders accountable and protect survivors. That's why in 2023, the Halton Regional Police Service was the first police service in Ontario to pilot an offender management unit, specifically dedicated to intimate partner violence. Offender management units monitor individuals who have been charged with serious violent crimes such as murder, attempted murder, robbery, firearms offenses, and sexual assaults. 5 of our officers were exclusively tasked with monitoring IPV offenders who were out on bail to ensure they were complying with the court's release orders and locating and apprehending those who were breaching their conditions. In April 2025, we not only made the pilot permanent, to date, the IPV OMU team has made 330 arrests. Our ultimate goal is to keep survivors safe and hold offenders accountable, but it's also important that we continue earning the public's trust. We know that only around 20% of violence is reported, which means 80% of survivors aren't even calling us. For a number of reasons, they are suffering alone in silence. To anyone who's watching, and maybe suffering, I understand that safety might not feel within reach, but I assure you, our amazing officers and community partners care about you, and we're here to help you when you're ready.
My name is Staff Sergeant Barry Malsu. I oversee the Intimate Partner Violence Offender Management Unit here at Halton Police.
My name is Sergeant Scott Fedema, and I am a detective within the Intimate Partner Violence Offender Management Unit.
The offender management has several key roles. One of them is to manage our highest risk offenders with relation to intimate partner violence. The other key role is to actively look to locate and arrest wanted parties for intimate partner violence. We also monitor the most high-risk offenders through certain techniques like surveillance, as well as maintaining close contact with probation and parole.
So there's several different factors that may lead an individual to become an IPV perpetrator. Some of those factors may be substance abuse, the need for control, or learned behavior when they were a youth. So some common types of intimate partner violence offenses that I've seen, it could be a typical normal relationship, and there may be some verbal altercations, and then that may lead to assaultive behavior. But it's not just assaultive behavior, it could also lead to an IPV perpetrator trying to isolate a survivor, trying to take away financial ability to access funds. It could be trying to isolate them from their children, from their other family members. Those are the types of abuse that we've seen. When an IPV survivor comes forward to police with an occurrence, the uniformed officers within Halton Regional Police will conduct an investigation. If they feel that there's grounds to lay a charge, the perpetrator or the accused would be arrested. The case would be handed over to our intimate partner violence unit and charges would be laid. Generally, the accused would be released either by an undertaking or by bail. The release would intact some conditions that are imposed to help protect the victim, which may include a variety of different conditions. The main ones being no contact with the victim and not to go anywhere where the victim is residing or working or known to be.
So within the unit, when we manage risk, we use a series of tools. The two main categories that we look at typically are how severe the violence is, and then the frequency of contact they have with police. From there, we apply that to build a profile that can affect the accused release conditions and how we manage that accused going forward. We use several different techniques to help our victims be safe within their own environment. One of those is actually going to their homes and doing a home visit. From there, we can offer other additional assistance such as door stops, reinforcing windows, providing other types of advice to help secure their environment. We also work closely with our victim services unit where we can offer them a panic button where they can push it and get that quick response for help. In addition to those, we can also flag addresses so that our dispatch is very familiar with that address and it prompts a quick response. One of the units that we work most closely with is our victim service unit. This is to give a full, proper, circular center of care for our victims. They will provide extra care, they'll provide some financial assistance. In addition to that, one of the outside agencies that we rely on quite a bit is the Halton Women's Place. Now, they can provide shelter and other tools to help our victims as we collectively navigate through this difficult time in their lives.
Hi, I'm Jen Mullins. I'm a family court support worker with Halton Women's Place. Halton Women's Place is an agency dedicated to supporting women and their children fleeing from intimate partner violence situations to establish lives in the community free from violence safely. We work very closely with Halton Regional Police and Scott and his team in the OMU at the Intimate Partner Violence Unit. So typically, once a police become involved, usually victim services, in chargeable cases, victim services will become involved as well and provide their services. And at that point, the IPV detectives or victim services will usually make a referral to Halton Women's Place for us to become involved, in which case we can start assessing for services in what would be most helpful on a case-by-case basis.
Unfortunately, IPV offenses may be ongoing for a certain period of time prior to police getting involved into an investigation. So there may be a variety of different reasons or factors why an IPV survivor doesn't come forward to police initially, and that may be the long-term effects of what could happen to the actual perpetrator themselves, what could happen to the survivor's family, the stigma attached to a survivor, and as well as the potential for further assaults or further offenses to the survivor.
So our community partnerships with Halton Regional Police are so important in that oftentimes women are not quite comfortable with police in the initial stages, and they can come to us directly. We can have conversations around how best to support, and then we can facilitate from there connections with local police and victim services and any other community referrals that may be appropriate.
One of the tactics used by IPV perpetrators when they're starting to lose the dominance control is they'll make false promises. They'll guilt the survivors into using children as leverage. They will make false promises that this will never happen again. At the end of the day, these are just tactics used as manipulation by perpetrators, and victims should be aware that that's exactly what that is.
It's important for me to let anyone watching this know that Halton Women's Place is here to support you, whether you want some information around making a report with police or not, and we value confidentiality very highly and are here to support you if and when you're ready.
Our OM unit takes pride in a thorough investigation they do, but more importantly, being able to build those connections with the other community partners within the region to ensure that our victims are safe. At any given time in Halton region, there can be upwards of 80 to 100 people wanted for intimate partner violence within our community. The offender management unit is continuously on the streets looking to locate and arrest these wanted parties. However, that number continues to climb. There are several factors that impact this risk level, and there are several different ways that we can go about working collectively as a community to help reduce the risk to our victims.
To anyone who may be watching this feeling stuck in an unsafe situation, please know that there are a team of professionals here, both with the police service as well as Halton Women's Place, and we are available 24/7 through our crisis and information lines. Even if you have questions at this point or for when you're ready to, we will help you make a safe move.